finish it.
Okay, so we will use last week slide, right? The remaining slide. Okay.
Yeah, because we maybe still have some slides, and after we finish the progress in the last week, we are going to today's new schedule.
Okay.
We are talking about how to catch the data online and how to use this data, use land in, for example, moving average and simple regression or multiple regression.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
student,
so now
you can prepare your Python and also prepare from last week slides. You can open it right now so you can follow Prof. Chen course this evening.
Okay, I will share my slide also.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, just a moment. So can you see my slide presentation?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. In the less progress, we're talking about the basic setting environment for developing Python program, and we also show some basic language, okay, to launch such a program. Yeah, so I think we just have a short review, okay, very fast. So I think today we are talking about the interesting. Last week we're talking about Colab and Python basic. I remember, okay, and some we just go here. We already arrived at Lumpy, okay, and we take a very short review. So if you have any question, you can stop me, and I can give you a full explanation. Okay, and let's check. Okay, so yes, Python has its advantage and disadvantage. Okay, and two IDE. Okay, and now we launch the program in Colab, and the Python is more appropriate for professional. Okay, and print command, and we review the variable and data type, okay, and number, and casting, okay, and string, slicing, and string format, operator, and list, and tuple. And set, and dictionary. And I say this is quite important because you can define your dictionary and modify the structure of the dictionary. This is quite common when you write a big program by Python. So the use of dictionary is very important. And okay, and if else, right? If else, and loop, okay, and function, and class. And in the last week, we call this class is a more complicated example, if everybody remembered. But its usage, I think, is very quite similar to that in Java. So if you are familiar with the Java language, actually you can also define your own class. Inheritance, yes, okay. And input, and string format, and lumpy. Okay, so next week we arrive here in lumpy array index. Okay, and lumpy and pandas are very important. They are important library when you try to launch the big data analysis. So later when you when we see some program, for example, in moving average or in regression, you will see this library again. So please remember these two libraries. Okay, and data below is a list of data of lumpy, so you can check. When you use I, this meaning integer or Boolean, and say integer flow complex. So there are many types of data depending on which case and in what problem you want to solve. So you can to define different lumpy. Okay, and this is very similar. When you check this is and I hope everybody remember you can use this to you use this copy and use then test your collab to see if this program runs well. And for example, let's take a look. For example, this means array, right? Important lumping as MP. Sometimes because we want to type this is longer, so MP is more short and more easier to present to save out our typing time. So you can see MP and MP. You can use the class of array here under the lumpy. You can use MP pointer array. So this means the array class. So you now define an array. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7, right? So if you try to use list, you mean slicing. So that means from 1 to 5. And remember, I tell you this is 0 in the last week. Hope you students still remember. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you say 1 to 5, this means 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, not including 5. Okay, because it is very special characteristic in Python. Again, let's check the index, because the indexing often confuse the beginner when they try to use Python. Again, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 6. So 1 to 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the print on only this part, 2 to 5. Okay. Okay, and okay, then I think we can take a small test here, because this is often this is very popular use. Okay, about the data type. Let's try. Let's see about the data type. Okay, I show you like this. Oh, I must use that again. Sorry. I know sometimes I think this because the system. Some system they can directly copy these words directly on Colab, but some system cannot. Okay. So I try. Let me not edit. Okay. Okay, just a moment. Where's my PDF? Open to. Oh, here. Okay. Okay, so I now copy. Okay. Follow the same way, the same way we taught you last week. And I put it here first. So you can see the data type. This means the data type, okay, in short. So you can check. Go to my collab. Yes. And use Control B. Yeah. So because this is number, right? Yeah, so I think it's still return this integer. Interesting. It took much longer. Okay, so you see, it's an integer. It's an integer. Yeah. So, but if you try to use list, for example, 1, right? 2. You can see now I change it into a string array. Right? Then let's check. So it become the okay, it's become a string, but it's not presentable completely. So you try to use different data here. Actually, you will return different. Okay, will return different. Okay. Now let's go back to our slides here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and our next. Let's check our next. And here is a copy. You can use the simple way to copy. Yeah, to copy. Yeah. So again, we import lumpy as MP. So you define an array, and now you try to copy, right? Try to array. You use the class of copy. Yeah. So now you copy, and you define an 0, right? So the first element in list, okay, in the new array, because you see you set a new element in the place of 0 by indexing. You can see. So the array, I think you have 42 in the beginning of this array. So let's take a very brief. Let's take a look. Okay. Here, you can take a check. So you see, this is our new array, right? And this is our new array. So 42, yeah, because you use it in the beginning, in the first place. So it replaces the old one. And shape, and Okay, I think we already discussed about the shape. And you must know, because like this array, this means we have 4 column, right? 4 column and 2 row. Remember that, okay? So if you reshape, actually, it sort of becomes a new matrix, okay? And it could be decided by your newly decided value about the number of rows or the number of columns. So the shape and reshape function is also very important. Later, if we see some function like this, I will remind you the shape or reshape. Oh, this is reshape. So you can see. I remember last week we already make a demonstration about this one. So your cut is become a new one. Okay, let's review again. So you can see it's become a 3 column. This is column, this is row. Okay. In the mathematical formulation, I remember in linear algebra. Yes, linear algebra. We also use the first one denoted row. So for example, if I set a matrix, for example, 4 by 3, that means 4 rows and 3 columns. So this always follows the notation in the fashion of when you try to present a matrix in linear algebra. Okay. And so this iterating, I think this is quite easy. So I skip and join. Okay, join. That means 2 together. Join and different joint. So this joint, we know the axis means different. Okay, the axis for 1, I remember 0 and 1 means row and column. So maybe we can take a break. Okay. Because the notation of Python for the matrix computation is quite very simple and very short. So sometimes we need to be very careful, so that you won't get the wrong output. Yes, okay. So let's see, there are 2 matrices here, right? This is 2 by 2. The first row is 1. The second row is 3, 4. And this is the second matrix. The first row is 5, 6, and the second is 7, 8. Okay, so you see, when we try this one, this means they join from the row. Okay, so 1, 2, 5, 6. We can check this one. You can check this one. For example, if you try a different axis, maybe you will make a column integration rather than row integration. So you see, 1, 3, 5, 7. So this means 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, they take the first element of the first column. Did you notice that? Right? Join, and the second column is 2, 4, and 6 and 8. Okay, second column. So very interesting. So you must be familiar with the axis, because sometimes it means 0 means the current integration, and 1 means the route integration. So maybe you can try more example to be familiar with this special presentation, very special presentation. And search, okay? And this is just tell where. It will return the location where is number 4. Okay? Sort. Yes. Okay, and filtering. Filtering means maybe you have some condition. Okay, you have some condition. You want to combine. Okay, so you use this condition to combine with your original data. So let's also take a look here. Okay. So you see, we say true, false, right? So when we print, this algorithm only show the true, Okay. Then if you try to or false, we can make an experiment. Only the true value, the associated number will be shown. False, okay. Yeah, so become empty, nothing. Okay, very interesting. So you can you use this, yeah, to identify, okay, to define true or false value, yeah, for each element in your array. Okay, now let's go into the second one. Okay, pandas. And this is also, you know, actually in this slides, I introduced three very basic library, but we use them very often in the Python programming. If you launch the big data analysis, I think you will see them again and again. The first one is about the lumpy. So now I think you have some basic idea about the lumpy means, right? The numeric operation in Python. Lumpy, NUM means numeric. Now we go into the second one, pandas. Pandas is not an animal. It's not an animal. It's a Python library used for working with data sets. So it means pandas work with a set. So it's like a data frame, and it's very powerful in analyzing, cleaning, exploring, and manipulating data. So it can be, for example, I show it can add in a new route, okay, or add in a new column, very fast. So the name Panda has a reference. So if you are interested in this field, you can check. There's McKinney in 2008. You can go back to see the original resource. Okay, and pandas, let's check. Okay, my data import pandas to import panda. And sometimes also you can write import pandas as PD for in short. So if you say import pandas as PD, then here's you can show them PD, okay? Because you already declared that the pandas is PD, so you can use PD here, okay? Okay, and let's take a short look here, and then I think I return this to the students for a short to make some experiments, because we has and illustrate some example. So I maybe give 3 to 5 minutes to practice, okay? And now we a new beginning go into pandas. Okay, let's take a look. Explain. Sorry. Okay, the first one you can see it's import the pandas library. Okay, the second one, you define a data set. You define a data set. Let me check again. No, not here. Oh yeah, because sometimes it's well. Some symbol are missing. Okay, again. Yes. What and what? Let me check. Oh, Ford. Okay. BMW word Ford. Okay, sorry. Excuse me, I will use typing. Okay. And the second is okay. Passings. Okay. Passing 372. Okay. Passings. And final, we should end because you must mention list. Okay, it has a set here. So this is right symbol of the set. Okay. Yes. This. So you see, when you print, you use print. You already set a data frame. That means please print out all the data. Okay, by the data frame. This means so now you have the data frame like this. So again, zero. This is the zero record. BMW passing 3. Okay, and Bobo 7, and Ford and 2. 0, 1, 2. The first record, second record, and the third record in your database. They'll show it by data frame like this. Okay, now I give some minutes. Okay, how about 3 or 4 minutes? And please, students, practice. Okay, to familiar with the the new one, pandas, and some lumpy. We just discussed. Okay. I think everyone still have my my PPT in the last week, right? Everyone has the PPT, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so please, and I give you 3 or 4 minutes to make a short practice, okay? If you have any problem, please leave the message. Okay, thank you. Okay, students, let's continue. And now let's check about series. Okay, about series. Series, just like its words. It will. For example, if you define a set, okay, then you make it become series. Then he will make a new presentation for this array. For this array, you'll see a different presentation. It just show every element like series. So let's take a look. You can see we this result automatically index is the number 0, 1, 2, right? And so this is your data 172, but now I indexes my 0, 1, 2, and also show the data type. Okay, also show the data type. Yeah. Okay, and next. And data frame. Okay, this is also very important, data frame. We use data frame very often when you deal with a large data set. For example, sometimes maybe we try to use a very large matrix computation, like the inverse of a matrix. This is quite often when you use it in operational research. So now you can use the data frame or some linear equation. Okay, so let's take a look. It's import. So now short in PD and data. He defined a set, right? It's a calorie. Now is the duration, like the exercise data. And now we define it as a data frame. Okay, so all the data, it actually the output will be very similar to this one. Very similar to this one. Okay, so let's take a short look. Also some data missing. Let me check. Okay, here 39045. Okay. Okay. Again, they are the data. Each element is automatically arranged in a order. 0, 1, 2. So actually, I think this is very popular. Each time when we load a data set, I think the first function, the first step, you should launch this function just like this. Okay, to see the downloaded data or file, are they corrected or not? Maybe you have some missing data or something wrong or some error. So you must use this or remember this command because every time before we go into further complicated computation, we will define the data frame first. Okay, and if you want to try to, or later, for example, if you later we encourage you to use the regression, practice the moving average, I will provide you some CSV data. So this is the command. You can go back here to use this command. The CSV is actually is a text file. Okay, I'll show you like this. Sorry, I use Excel to explain. It's more easier. Okay. So yes. Actually, you can generate the CSV file from Excel if you are familiar with the Excel. I think that the data is large. Maybe I open a large data set. Too long. I don't know why. My computer is it runs slow and slow these days. I don't know why. Maybe I. Okay. So you can see the whole data. Actually, this data is I think is a questionnaire. It's a questionnaire from the response from a questionnaire. So it's PD data. And actually, you can like this. You use in file, okay, and save as another new file here. You can choose. And oh no, save file. Sorry, save file. Okay. So save just a moment. File, okay. Saves another new file. This computer, and you can choose. Okay, choose. Even if it's original, is Excel workbook, you can save it as an CSV file here. CSV file. Okay, and what's the difference used when you from an original Excel file to a CS file? Actually, CS file, I think it is a text file. You can open it like this, use this directly, or you can open the CS file. I show you, for example, open, okay? And let's check the data because I can store, okay. You can store it here, okay? Okay, already, yes. Yes. And the CSV file is very popular when you try to use Python to load some data set. The CSV file is very common and very popular. If you download the CSV file. So here, okay. So you see, now I open it by Notepad. Did you notice that? I use this one. So if I open this file, yeah, it's the data. So it's very clear. You can see it's a text file and separated by comma. By comma. It's not Excel file anymore. It is not a Excel file anymore. It's become a text file, normal text file. Actually, we prefer text file during the operation. Okay. And header. Now you can use this if you have a data, have a CS file. For example, now I use this one. I show you. Easy. I can also show you a short command how to upload, right? I remember a short command load the local file to the Google Cloud. So you can read the CS file in the Google Cloud. I will show you just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now I use my PDCSV, okay? PDCSV. The name I must remember. That's the same. Just a moment. PD-data.csv, okay? So you must spell the correct name. Okay, now I use this in the Google Colab. Copy. Okay, and, here. But okay, if you run this, you will face an error because where is the PD data? You must upload. Okay, so now I give you a trick. You must use Google. Okay. And you use this one. Okay, I type the command for you. Just a moment. And I think you may use this function very often, so you can remember this. Just 2 routes. The command is very simple. Just these 2 simple lines. Okay, from Google Colab, that Colab import files uploaded. And so these 2 lines are used to upload the local files in your computer to Colab. So into Colab, then the second section, they can find your PD data. Okay, so just like this. Sorry, this is load. Okay, so now you can choose your file. You can see the Google is waiting for you. This one, tell him open. Okay. When 100% done, that means that okay, this file is already in the Google Cloud. Then you run the second. Now you see all the data, all the detail, all the data comes out. So because you define header 10, so 0 to 9, right? The top 10 data, the top 10 record comes out. And if you top 100, okay, you of course you will know more data. Yes, more data. Yeah, you list, but I only have 28 data, 29. So yeah. So you can define your number. Okay, how many? Actually, the operation we introduced here is to verify and to confirm the data structure and data frame is correct before you process further to a bigger data analysis. Okay, so you must be very familiar with these steps. Okay, and let me check. Okay, and clean. I think a clean is just it's just a delete. Okay, like a delete command. Yeah, let the data drop, so you can see drop. Okay, drop. Yeah. And head. Okay, we already introduced, so I won't skip here. Won't repeat. And read. Okay, you use this command read. And data frame. Okay, correlation. Correlation is the same This is the same command in the. This means it will return the statistical value of the correlation for your data. Okay, if you set a command like this correlation, so it will come out the correlation. So let's can take a look. Okay, we already and we now just adding a new section. So you can see very fast, all the correlation coefficient are generated in the table. It's like and this is the, we can say it is an interaction. Okay, actually is the same meaning in the correlation coefficient in the statistical analysis. They are the same meaning. Okay. And next. Okay, later I think we'll talk more about 3 or 4 minutes, and let's take a short break about 10 minutes. Okay, and during the 10 minutes, I hope students you can take some time to check, okay, and to practice what I have told you so far by the slides. You can run them on Colab. And plot, oh, this is very nice. What is plot? Plot means, you can see, plot means, yeah, show the figure. Yeah, I think it's more vivid. So let's take a look. Okay. Because some command that we already type, so I just this, we already have this, right? So skip. But this is new one, we must keep. And we already have DF. So once you import, okay, once you import the, let's you use the library matplotlib. This math plot means that you draw in a figure or draw in the plot. It's a library. Okay. So now, yeah, we define a very simple that this very simple chart. And remember, if you don't have this command, the figure won't show to you. You must show. And okay, so all the variable, all the variable, okay, and they give you a simple illustration, okay, for the figure. Of course, you must use this command when you are dealing with a meaningful data set, right? This is just the response. So if you draw in a figure like this, there has no actually not so much meaning, not so much. Okay. Okay, I take a short break here, and I encourage you, every student, now you can take a 10 minutes, okay, to take a break, or you want to practice what I have told you so far, okay? Then we'll come back about the in Taiwan time is 8:05, so in Indonesia time should be 7:05, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we meet again 7:05. Okay.
Okay. Prof. Chen, excuse me, there is a request from Vertic as the OIA in our university. Is it possible for us to take picture at the end of this session?
Sure. Online?
Yes, I mean, could you open your camera and the student will open their camera too, so
Oh,
we
sure,
can
sure,
take.
sure.
Yeah.
I will find another computer with
Okay.
camera, okay?
Okay.
So it is.
Otherwise, we can do it next week. That's also possible because
Okay.
at least we will have one session with.
Please remind me in advance, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I will remind
No
you
problem. No problem.
next week.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Okay.
Ibu Aisyah, permisi Bu.
Ya, gimana Nanda?
Ini kan saya mau nyoba Bu, tapi yang data Excel-nya tuh belum ada Bu, yang PDF data.
Anda pakai data Anda saja, enggak apa-apa, data sederhana begitu. Asal mempraktekkan import data dari CSV, kemudian Anda praktekkan plot begitu. Karena saya juga enggak nerima filenya, jadi Anda cari file saja, enggak apa-apa yang sederhana-sederhana. Atau Anda bikin sendiri boleh 10 kolom gitu, 10 baris, 20 atau 30 baris begitu.
Terima kasih Bu.
Ya.
Okay, students, welcome back. I just share a link in our chatting area. Okay, and the link, from the link, you can download two IPYNB. I told you that's the notebook or notebook file of Python. And yes, and the one I will use it to explain how moving average will run. And the second one is example of a simple regression. Actually, I taught the simple regression in my class of production management. And it's related to the topic of forecasting. Okay, forecasting tool. So please download these two files. Okay, and later, if we have time, I will show explain the program from line to line, so you can have very full understanding for these two program, the Python notebook file. Okay. Okay, let's continue. And actually, I just use this command. So later, once you upload the IPYNB to your collab, you can see I draw the figure. I think is anyone here to play the Bitcoin? Any student? No? Okay. Because Bitcoin is a very high risk business, right? Very high risk. So, but in the moving average example, actually, I will teach you how to use the library Yahoo Finance to download the data of the close price for the Bitcoin. So you can define a period and then to download all this data. And after you have this data, you can use a regression, right? Or use a moving average, or use other forecasting methods, even the hardest neural network to predict the close price of Bitcoin. So yes, so and I think I will use this Python program to guide you how to maybe to predict something, to forecast something in the finance market. I think it should be more interesting. Okay, let's continue. And this, matplotlib, matplotlib. Actually, we already use here. You see, matplotlib, and we use the pyplot. So I think it's very easy to understand. It's a plot for Python. It's a plot for Python. Okay. So this library is a low level. Actually, it's not very the quality. The graph quality is not so with high resolution. So it's a high level graph plotting library. But actually, I think it's sometimes it's very useful. I think it's enough for most of cases. For example, if you're doing the stock market analysis, you want try to predict some market value. I think this library is enough, and also it's open access. Okay, now we can see some because I think the plot is more vivid. So I hope the result could attract your attention. So let's take a look. Yeah. Once you import, right, you try to catch the version or the version of the, and now you again you try to the pipeline this library as PLT. Then you also use Ruby, so maybe you try to create some array. Yes, so we create an array 06 and create another array. This is the Y. So you have 2 points, right? So this program is also very straight. You have 2 points. So now maybe you try to plot a line. This look like a straight line from X point to Y point. That's all. Also, finally, please show the point and copy. So, just a moment. Okay, I think I can use it here. Yeah, new. So if you run this code, you'll have a straight line. You can see 2 points. Okay, 1, 0, 6, right? 1, 0, 2, 250 here. 2 points. So I think it's very simple and very easy to use if you have the need to visualize your data, you collect the data. So I think the Matplotlib, this library is very useful. Okay. And, let's go here. Okay. And you can also give a label for the X and Y. So let's take a look. So you see, now we have label. Okay, we have label here, 1, 8, 3, 10. So you can give a label. And you can also give markers. And this is also quite common. Okay, if you want to tell the audience or your reader on what's the data mean, okay, you can make a special marker that list. Okay, let's take a look. So you can see now our marker is this one. It's around the point. Okay? And if you want to try to see the marker, actually you can see, you can check. Okay, I also teach you a trick. For example, like this. Show you. Let's try another mark. Okay. Okay, you just try plot. Okay, actually you can more Python plot and the marker and the marker. Okay, I think this search will lead you to see what marker you can use. So it will lead to here, you see. So another version, it'll come to 3.7. Oh, so many. So you can see marker point. Okay, you can use this one. You can this all. All is around the point we just use. You can use V. V will denote a triangle or different. Okay, inverse V or this or this. Okay, so if you want to try, you can use different and to check what you can use here. As what I have mentioned, this is not a very precise figure. So the resolution maybe not so precise. Okay, not so high. For example, I use this one. Let's check what will change to our plots. Okay, I'll use this one. I use a star. Use star. Okay. Okay, it becomes star. Okay, small star. Interesting. Okay. And we can use choose the line style. Okay, and after plot one point, you can also line style. Yeah. Actually, I think at least two setting could be command altogether. So I try this. Okay, you have marker, right? Now I also use the line. Okay, I also define the line style. Yeah, in the same function or in the same function. Okay, so you cannot. That's the marker line style. What do I point? Just a moment. Let me take a look. Line style dotted. No problem. Marker dotted. Okay, I'm curious. Can we combine two commands together? Okay, just a moment. Okay, they say dotted is not a value for line style. So support value, do you see that? So I change this one. So maybe he changed. Or maybe this is, maybe this space, I think. Okay, yeah, the you know, this also come from the weird blank. Well, let's try it again. Okay, now it followed my command. You see, I can use started, and you can also try to see like this. Okay, again we can check line style. Also, they have some line style. Now I'll show you. Also in the library. So similar, you can also here, right? Line, you can line and line style. Let me check. Here's the line style. Okay. Okay, here. So you can use solid, dotted. I just use this one, right? Dash dot. Okay. Also many, and also simple. Okay, I think it's also a simple presentation, and maybe most of the time this part is already enough. Okay. Yeah, names this maybe already enough. Okay. Okay. So you can try, okay, to try another style you prefer later. And the grid to plot, what does this mean? This means if you have two data, okay, two data, this is an X, you see, this is Y. So we can combine this together and join the to a plot, okay. And of course, we can also read the CSV. I tell you how CSV. If you already build a CSV and you already clearly define what is the X, what is the Y, I think that you can also load the CSV and just plot. Okay, just plot. Okay. I think this is okay. This simple. You can try it later. Okay. And scattering. And scattering, this means it's a scattering plot. Okay. I think I can show you. Okay, like this. Okay, so you can see the difference. Okay, now I define two arrays. Okay, one is X label, the other one is Y label. So now we check how this point scatter in the two-dimension plot. Like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so from pointer to point. For example, we have 599. 599 baby here. Okay, 599. This one 599. Okay, so each point is scattered on the two-dimension XY plane, right? So you can check different. This is scatter plot. This is the dashed line plot. And histogram. Histogram is quite often we use for a statistical. Okay. This means, okay, I explain this shortly. This means that I try to create a graph. Actually is a histogram graph, and its average value, or sometimes in statistical we call this mu. It's mean. Okay, average value or mean of we call this mu is 170, and its variance is 10. And please give me 250 sample. Okay. And so these three parameters, I repeat again. The mean is 170. The variance is 10. Okay. And please return 250 sample. Come to X. Okay. And after that, you will see. And because the length X, this means the length of the X variable. You return 250, right? So of course, here I think it will return 250. Then use this command, shorter in histogram. Then again, show. Let's take a look. Okay, now I correct the coding, and let's take a look. So you see this, because these data are randomly distributed, you know, they are randomly generated. So I think each time, if you run this program at a different time period, the generated value will be various and different totally. But the mean is 170. Okay. And okay, just like this. So this is very close to normal distribution. Right? The mean is 170. Okay. Okay, now finally. Actually, you know, moving average and regression actually is also a method of machine learning. So, okay, now we begin to enter the gate of machine learning. And if you sometimes you see some paper, okay, they may be short, use ML. I think that means the same thing, machine learning or machine learning. Actually, machine learning is a sub-branch of artificial intelligence. It's a sub-branch. And it could be classified two learning. One is supervised learning. The other one is unsupervised learning. Okay. So what is supervised learning? Okay. What is supervised learning? I can give you an example. For example, let's consider about the situation of COVID-19. When at the first the early stage, when maybe people or doctors find a new disease, right? But they cannot define the factor leading to death for a patient because it's a totally new disease. In such a case, actually, we encourage supervised learning. What does this mean? Because we must identify and emphasize the key factor which lead to the patient's death. But we don't know what, right? We don't know where, and we don't know how much, how many factors will lead to the patient's death, or what factor will lead to the patient's death. So in such a case, we must collect a large amount of data and use this method and supervised learning. That means we can evolve this algorithm from time to time and to see which or how many factors will be very close, have the close relationship to the final output. The output, I think, could be defined as the death of a patient. So this will come into the supervised learning. And I remember according to our planned schedule, I will teach you about one method about the association rule. Did you remember? Association rule, right? Later. Association rule is unsupervised learning because its output will varies. The output of association rule will vary according to the data, according to the updated data, because the data could be changed from time to time. So if you input the different data at the time, different time periods, I think the output will vary according to your input. Okay. And supervised learning, that means it's very similar to the operational research. That means you have a very clear objective, and you try to maximize or minimize the objective of the function. Okay, so this function can be clearly defined. Okay. So you must find some algorithm. Okay, the algorithm could be evolutionary, like the genetic algorithm. Of course, is one of such branch. and you try to from each iteration, you must set an algorithm. From iteration, the objective value could be improved depending on your maximize problem or minimization problem. So in such a case, you use supervised learning. Okay, and the general approach, let's see. One is k-nearest level. Okay, this one, actually, the k nearest neighbor, I think it is it's supervised, because we have a function. Okay, decision tree may be unsupervised. I think unsupervised, because we have another very clear objective for the decision tree. Okay, and regression is of course supervised, because we know regression, the detailed regression is each point, right? If you like many samples scattered in the two-dimensional XY plane, now we try to find a function, like for example, y equals to function f of x, something like that. So in such a case, you try to find approximate a line, a straight line, and each point, each scatter point should be their distance should be close to the approximate line as close as possible. Okay, so actually you have a very clear objective in regression, and under such an optimization problem, you can find the parameter associated with the function, f of x function. So regression is supervised learning. Okay, but association real, I say, because we don't have a very clear objective here. We just try to find the relationship. So in such a case, I think association rule is unsupervised learning. It will evolve, because it will generate a different output. Okay, I think that the relationship between the causes and the consequences, and according to your input data from time to time. Okay, and here I think I give you, because later we are talking about these two, but we will go into very fast to the detailed mathematical formulation. Okay, I just show you some, I think you by visual effect. Okay, by vision. So here I demonstrate two example. One is because these two topics comes from the thesis of my master student. One is the CNC internet. Okay, the other one is the water quality monitor. And in these two, actually, you can see how we collect the big data and how we use regression to make some prediction. I use the actual example too, because we've gone a long way. Along the long way, we talk a lot of coding and math. So now I give you some real example to see how this computer program and how this math work together. Okay, this is the first one about CNC internet. You can see I simply describe the problem. And I think the CNC is very often in the vector manufacturing process, and this machine is often used to precise tooling, very precise. So actually, I think its error is very, very small. It's like a mu. At the mu means that you can like use 1 divided by 1 million. So it's a allowance is very small. Okay, and when because CNC they have some knife CNC knife installed in such a machine, and if the knife is depreciated, okay, or it's broken, actually its vibration we observe the weird frequency when compared with the normal and normal working condition. So you can see we can check, okay, to record the frequency, the vibration of the knife from time to time. So we use this to avoid the broken the damage of the knife, because the knives installed on the CNC machine, actually they are very expensive, very expensive. If you didn't replace them in advance, then maybe you will have the risk of you must buy a new knife, right? It is expensive, it's a cost. And the second is that you use the broken knife because you don't know, right? You don't know, and you keep going to manufacture on such a better machine. So actually, I think you will produce a lot of a product with better quality. So that's another cost. So actually, under such a situation, and I am my master students. Of course, these students already have been graduated for many years. For me, I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago, we try to use some sensor here, and to detect the frequency and the vibration of such a CNC machine, like this. And you use this, you can see this is like time series data, right? And so you can maybe use a straight line to predict. Of course, you can also use the you learned some quality control or quality management method, okay, like the for example Six Sigma, okay, or the control chart. You can also to check if my machine works in the normal range. You can also to check. Okay, this is the first thesis comes from my master students, and this is the second one. Okay, this is the second one. Also comes from the other master student of mine. We use this is the framework, or this is total framework. And what are we doing here? We try to do here is another issue. We try to detect the quality of the water. Okay, the quality of the water, and the quality of water, of course, I think is also because we may find some pollution in the water. So some like density, okay, like conductivity, like the pH value. We try to monitor these values continuously to guarantee the water quality is clean. So we invent such a system framework. Okay, we use some IoT device, and this is the pH value. So you can detect and transmit the data into our set cloud. Of course, this cloud is remote, and after that, if test the quality is not good, you will we will give the command to the Suntex controller. Syntax is very popular in the water control industry. So this is industrial equipment. So we'll give a command, and after that, this command will give some we may call this pills, okay, or lotions. And for example, if the pH value is too high, maybe he should add some lotion, okay, add some material to lower the pH value. And the pH value sometimes maybe is too low, okay, below 7, maybe it's 2 or 3. So in such a case, maybe you also want to add some material, add some medicine. Maybe you can call it a chemical medicine, and to make the pH value high in the river or in some pool. Okay, so this is the model, totally the model. Okay, and this is the actually device. Okay, according to our design, you can see this is the actually device. Yeah, this is like just like this. Okay, so we construct a prototype for the water quality industry, and you can see all the detail for this machine. This is a prototype. Okay, and of course you can see we can check all the pH value during the cloud. So you see also a time series data. Time series. Once you add some the material into the water, the lotion, maybe sometimes it's too high and it's all come into the normal level. Okay, this is pH 6 and pH 9, right? And most of the time 6 to 7 is an acceptable level for the environmental protection. So you can see we can predict. Okay, this is like a time series, like a curve. We often observe such a change like in stock market, right? Or some like our sales revenue, or that sales revenue. So very similar. So according to this data, actually we can build a prediction model to predict something. Okay, very good. Now I finished the part of our Colab and Python Basic and an introduction to machine learning. So any question? Any feedback?
There's no feedback for now, sir.
Okay, if no feedback, I will continue to the next. Okay, the next course we are talking about the forecast. The forecast, and I just give you two. Maybe because I am not sure the time is enough or not. Maybe I talk on the first half of the how to collect the data or the financial data from the cloud, from the internet. Okay, let's continue. According to our according to our finished course, okay, about week 2, a little delay, but we are familiar with the operational techniques, how to write a simple Python program, right? And now we come to a deeper, come to an advanced topic. About now, we try to use the Python language, okay, to try to establish some model. For example, moving average, simple and multiple regression. And in this section, I will use the financial data. I think maybe it's more attractive for students or for teacher if you try to invest in a risky market. And we will compare. In this section, I think we have some outline, and I can present here first. The first, I will show this model, including moving average, simple and multiple regression at the same time. I will give how we built this model by Python. And after that, second, I will show how we can retrieve the data from the internet. Okay, you can set up a period, a predefined period, and download the data. So we can use it in this model for further analysis. And after that, finally, we'll compare. Okay, we'll compare. Also, the third goal of this study. Which model? Okay, what do you think? Which model can tell us more accurate? Can give us a more accurate prediction? Which one? What do you think? Okay, so I think we'll accomplish this three goals in the course for the week 3. Okay, now we go to into why forecasting? Why forecasting? Okay, actually forecasting is everywhere. I think it's very popular in the stock market, right? And in recent months, and I don't know is the same in Indonesia, because we know United States raised up their loan rate, right? And so raise up the loan rate, so attract many international investment go into the United market. And in such a case, most of the Asian dollars, they are, I think, depreciated. And so that means that our money becomes small when compared to the US dollar. And so such a phenomena is quite often when we watch the stock market or other market. Actually, such a phenomena is quite normal. But I think in addition to the financial market, actually everywhere, you can find the prediction or forecast everywhere. Okay, I'll tell you. And before we go into the forecasting, there is something we should first claim. But when I claim this, maybe all students will say, why I should learn this forecast? Why? Okay, the first one is I must say that in advance, forecasts are always wrong. I'm sorry to make you understand the truth. Forecasts are always wrong, right? If you see many actually, I don't know, because the Taiwan such a TV program is very popular. meaning stock market predictor. They will announce their finding and tell you which stock you should sell and which stock you should buy every day in the TV program. Actually, you know, they operated the stock market in the short term, but many TV channels sending the program from day to night. So maybe you will ask why so many predictor will present the TV program. The truth is, I tell you, forecasts are always wrong, okay, until you see the truth. What is the truth? Because forecast is the prediction for the future, right? And the prediction for the future, you can say that will happens like that, okay? When you ask and other people, maybe you'll give you another vision. So everybody has its method and has its expectation. However, I'm sorry to tell, until tomorrow comes, right? Then you will know who is right and who is wrong. But before tomorrow, okay, everyone has his prediction version. No, has a prediction version. So you must know the first one. Okay, the second point is that for the long-term forecast is more accurate than that of the short-term forecast. Okay, so you can see if you want to predict a long-term trend, actually it's more easier to predict, right? Because you can use many causes, or you can refer many literature, or to make a long-term to predict a long-term trend correctly. But in the short term, because it's a very it's a go up and down, actually very dramatically. So in such a case, it's not easy to predict the short-term trend very correctly. It's not easy. It's not easy. Okay. And the third point is that the macro, okay, the macro forecast is more easy and more accurate than that in a micro forecast. Okay, I think this is also very easy to explain. Just like that, when we say the economy becomes better, okay, and the economy becomes better, that means not everyone will earn the money in the optimistic expectation for the economic, right? Because even in the economic growth period, we still can find someone they lose their money, they are fired by the company. Okay, but most of company in the economic growth period, I think they will perform very good. Okay, and I think most of people will find a good job or career in the period of the economic growth. Okay, so please remember the 3 points. Okay, I should state in the beginning before we go into this field. And the model today we are talking about actually machine learning. Okay, so now let's go. Why forecasting? Because I just tell you, the response system is not so real time today. So every time, please prepare and plan in advance. That will be better. That will be better. Okay, now I'll show you. Because you all students, you come from the field of industrial engineering, right? Industrial engineering also sometimes we call it industrial management. So I think maybe you should you have a basic, a simple concept of supply chain. Yeah. So a supply chain, when we're talking about supply chain, there is the very, have you heard about the bullwhip effect? Have you heard about that before? Bullwhip effect. That means, okay, if you are located here, you are the end customer and user. Once you order something, maybe you order from the physical store, right? Or you order from online, no matter you from physical store. We all know if the physical store, if they don't have the enough quantity, the end user, you, the customer, cannot receive the commodity in time, right? So in such a case, he must order the material from an upstream company, upstream factory, maybe from material or something like that. So, you know, even you give an order, he cannot ship the commodity to you on time or in time, sometime. So actually the demand of the end user and the demand the upstream factory expected has a large gap, has a very large gap. And to match this gap, that's why the bullwhip effect arises. If you are interested, you can check what is the bullwhip effect. Actually, maybe he needs 1, but if the upstream factory produce 10, why? Because sometimes so much uncertainty here, so much uncertainty. So you must know on the preparation and the forecast is always necessary in advance. Even we try to make the forecast perfect. You see, actually, just see our latest experience or history. The COVID-19 situation already changed the world a lot, right? No, everything changed. Everything changed. And of course, the logistic behavior before and after the COVID-19 is already, I think you observed a lot of changes, or even the shopping behavior or online or go to the physical store. I think you can find many examples. Okay, so everything needs the forecast. Okay, so I use a supply chain to explain why the topic that now we are talking is very important. Okay, and you must forecast, or you must analyze the information hidden in your information flow, hidden in your product flow, hidden in your cash or funds flow. I think every company, if you they expect to sustainable growth, to predict the cash flow is very important. Okay, so they must set some KPI, key performance indicator in advance. Okay, and to have a preparation for the next 2 years, 3 years. But just what I said, the next 2 years, 3 years, nothing happened, right? They still not arrived here yet. So all the value, all the number are under prediction. So they must have such financial plan or production plan or any information plan, something like that, to plan in advance. Okay. Okay, and the forecasting model, what do we have here? Okay. We have here about some quality Some is quality model, and we will talk about this time series model. Right? And time series model, I think I will emphasize this field, adaptive model. And the adaptive model, I think this is I use a moving average as an example. Okay, and the causal model, I will use the regression. I'll use regression. And simulation is a more complicated way. If I try to use this, I think I will illustrate the any logic. That's the software, or the software. Maybe I use an any logic. You can construct a virtual company and to see how it operates in the virtual world, or how it's performed. And you can use a simulation, but it's more complicated. And qualitative, the most of qualitative, I think, is the Delphi method. Okay, and I think we'll still go, but please excuse me. I play this video, okay, and as the end of our today and this week's progress. Because this video is not long, let's take a look. Delphi method is a qualitative example. Qualitative.
I came here to be a journalist and sent letters out everywhere. Hi everyone, it's Dennis here, and in this video we will explore what is Delphi method. It's often hard to know what will happen in the future, but that means that we should try to predict it. If this is your first time on the channel, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates on my next videos about time management and productivity. Delphi method is a forecasting process framework posting the results over multiple runs of the questionnaire sent to the panel of experts. The Delphi technique is the method used to estimate the likelihood and outcome of future events. So let's take a look at what are the steps that need to be taken in order to get the best future prediction. Step 1, choose a delegate. You may wish to take on this role yourself or find a neutral person within your business. Step 2, identify your expert. The Delphi technique relies on a panel of experts. An expert is an individual with the relevant knowledge and experience on a particular topic. These might be people in your development, your customers, or your friends with sufficient knowledge and understanding. Step 3, define the problem. Here you have to clearly define the problem that you're trying to solve and place an important role in the process. Step 4, send questions. Once you have a group of experts and clearly define the problem, you will send multiple rounds of questions to the expert. Each round of questions will go deeper into the problem or potential solution, and your follow-up questions will be based on
Sepertinya koneksi internetnya Prof. Chen terputus. Kita tunggu sebentar ya, teman-teman. Baik teman-teman, karena Prof. Chen masih ada masalah dengan internet connection-nya, kita akan take picture dulu sesuai dengan permintaan dari HI. Silakan di open kameranya terlebih dahulu. Nanti minggu depan kita akan melakukan bersama-sama dengan Prof. Chen ya. Ya, nanti kalau enggak ngambil gambar, kasihan Bu Vertik yang ngurus administrasinya. Oke, dari halaman pertama saya, 1, 2, 3. Kita geser ke halaman kedua. 1, 2, 3. Di halaman terakhir, saya ambil 1, 2, 3. Waduh, ada yang bertiga ya. Kayak trio penyanyi. Baik, terima kasih semua. Ada permohonan maaf dari Prof. Chen karena Prof. Chen tidak bisa login kembali. Materinya nanti untuk yang terkait forecasting akan di-share kemudian. Mungkin untuk sementara Anda bisa coba buka file Python Simple Regression dan Bitcoin yang tadi dibagikan. Itu ada 2 file Python. Yang file Bitcoin itu Anda harus menginstal data reader ya. Jadi tambahkan perintah pip install data reader untuk yang kedua, dan setelah itu akan jalan. Sedangkan yang kedua, yang simple regression sepertinya memang masih belum bisa kita running karena file yang diinginkan masih belum diberikan oleh Prof. Chen. File apa ya tadi, Tainan apa-apa, kalau saya coba begitu ya. Jadi mungkin itu filenya di-download dulu, kemudian Anda masukkan ke Jupyter Anda, atau kalau Anda pakai yang lain, Anda coba running di platform Python Anda. Ada yang ingin disampaikan, ditanyakan? Nggak ada. Untuk teman-teman yang mengambil data mining lanjut di hari Kamis, nanti hari Kamis waktunya Anda membangun model untuk project Anda ya. Nanti Anda akan didampingi oleh bench untuk meyakinkan coding untuk model project Anda jalan atau enggak. Karena hari Kamis kebetulan saya ada workshop lagi dari LSP. Saya mohon maaf, saya juga bingung kenapa kok setiap Kamis. Nanti kalau memang kepepet untuk presentasi project mungkin kita lakukan online ya. Karena kalau setiap Kamis saya tidak bisa terus saya kapan ya dengarkan Anda. Jadi sambil kita lihat nanti, tapi untuk Kamis besok Anda tetap harus hadir supaya bisa yakin project Anda komen di Python-nya jalan. Oke, ada yang mau ditanyakan sebelum kita close? Sudah? Ya, kalau sudah, terima kasih semuanya yang sudah bergabung malam ini. Selamat istirahat, semoga sehat selalu. Saya akhiri, selamat malam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.